Welcome to Brooklyn Center High School for Channel 12's coverage of high school baseball. Today a non-conference matchup between the West Lutheran Warriors and the Brooklyn Center Centaurs. West Lutheran coming in at 6-8 on the season. NBC 4-12 coming into play today. On this early May, Thursday afternoon, hoping to get in between weather systems. Had some rain earlier in the day and some more coming, and we hope to squeeze this one in here over the next couple of hours. West Lutheran's Mitchell Anderson will lead it off for the Warriors. And a first pitch strike to start the game from Brendan Houghton. Pitch outside, 1-1 to Anderson. He'll be followed by Isaac Grooms and James Ripley, the top three hitters for West Lutheran today. 1-1 pitch from Houghton is high, 2-1. Count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Excuse me, 3-1 the count to Anderson. Called strike, 3-2. Now the count is full to Anderson. That one hit him in the back, and so Anderson is aboard to start the game. Hit batsman, puts Anderson at first. Let's look at the batting order for the Warriors today. Anderson, you saw lead off. Now Isaac Grooms next. James Ripley batting third and playing at third base. Jonah Kutzke, the pitcher, bats fourth, and Garrett Anderson. Ben Bizey in right. Matthew Heinrich at first. Aaron Learson in left. And Mason Halata is the catcher. He bats ninth. As Isaac Grooms pitch off the glove of Grangeruth, the catcher, and down to second goes Mitchell Anderson. So already a runner in scoring position for West Lutheran. Pitch delivered high to Grooms. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Three balls and no strikes. Houghton's pitch inside corner. It was Grooms taking all the way, makes the count 3-1. It's up high, and West Lutheran has 2 runners aboard to start the ball game. Look at the defense for Brooklyn Center today. Around the infield, Ty Wormley at first, Jay Ramprum at second, Aaron Casey at short, Brandon Johnson at third. The outfield, Nathan Houghton in left, Micah Ellers in center, Femi Akindumila in right. Travis Grangeruth is the catcher for Brendan Houghton, who delivers a first pitch strike to James Ripley. Ripley, the number 3 hitter for the Warriors. Houghton looking for more of those strikes here, trying to work out of a jam to start the game. Cut and a miss. And he gets ahead of Ripley, 0-2. That's ball outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hit in the air, out to center field. And going back, and it's over the head of Ellers there. Runners had to hold to see, thinking it would be caught, but it drops in. Mitchell Anderson scores. Grooms to third. And Ripley's got to run batted in, and West Lutheran is on the board. Well, Ellers had this measured, but it all carries on him and is over his head. That brings Anderson in. Runners at the corners, and nobody out here in the first. Runner going to second, no throw. It'll be a stolen base for Ripley. Jonakowski, the pitcher, swings and misses. It's 1-1. Here's a look at Joe Sigfrinius. The switch in positions on the fly is Ellers is going to move to left. Nathan Houghton will move to center. 1-2 to Husky, called strike three. Nice strikeout for Brendan Houghton to get the first out of the game. Garrett Anderson, the shortstop, number 5 hitter today for West Lutheran, steps in here. It's missed away, 1-0. Isaac Grooms, the runner at third. James Ripley at second. This one's ripped hard to short. 1 run will score. Throw to first will be in time. Well, Kazee to Wormley for the putout. Anderson will get credit for an RBI. Really no thought or no chance probably to get Grooms coming home. Yeah, you'll get the putout. The second out at first. Ripley on to third. But the second run in as Anderson drives in Grooms, and it's 2-0 West Lutheran. Ben Bizey, the right fielder, steps in. Bizey, fastball strike to him on the first pitch. Down and in, ball gets to the backstop, and scoring on the wild pitch will be Ripley, and it's 3-0. Take a look at that again, and the low and in pitch. Grangeruth unable to come up with the ball. Ripley in easily. One ball, one strike to count. Bizey hits it in the air out to left. Ellers going back, diving for it, can't make the catch. On to second goes Bizey. He'll hold up there with a double. Now Bizey with a 2-out double to left. Ellers diving, couldn't make the grab. Matthew Heinrich is the number 7 hitter for West Lutheran today. First pitch low and away to him. Right-handed hitting first baseman. West Lutheran, some really good baseball teams the last few years, had on the verge of going to a couple of state tournaments, couldn't break through in Section 4A. 6-8 so far this year, coming into play today. 3-0 the count to Heinrich. And there's ball 4. So Houghton has walked 2 and hit 1 here in the first. And given up a couple of hits on fly balls that dropped in. 2 runners on with 2 outs. And Aaron Learson is the 8th Warriors player to come to bat here in the first. First pitch high, ball 1. Fouled out of play, 1-1 to Learson. Hit out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Houghton a strike away from getting out of the half inning here. Up high, 2-2. Fouled away, and the count stays at 2-2. Grounded, a slow roller to short. This would be a tough play. They shovel the second, and it is in time. So Casey going to Ramrup at second. Really best play he had, and no hesitation. It would have been a tough play at first, but they're able to force Heinrich out at second and retire the side. West Lutheran, though, picking up 3 runs in the top half of the first inning on 2 hits, and they leave a couple of batters on. If we look at the Centaurs batting order today, Brendan Houghton leading off the pitcher. Travis Grangruth catching and batting second. Nathan Houghton, the left fielder, will hit third. Femi Akindumila, the right fielder, will hit fourth. Brandon Johnson at third, hitting fifth. Micah Ellers, the center fielder, now left fielder. AJ Ramrup, the second baseman, will hit seventh. Aaron Casey at short, and Ty Wormley, the first baseman, hitting ninth. Defensively for West Lutheran, Heinrich at first, Isaac Grooms at second, Garrett Anderson at short, James Ripley at third, Aaron Learson in left, Mitchell Anderson in center, Ben Bisey in right, Mason Halata is the catcher, and Jonah Kuski is the pitcher today. Look at the senior right-hander getting his warm-up tosses in as he gets ready to face the Centaurs. This is a BC team that was around 500 the first few weeks of the season, but it really hit a losing skid here in the last 2 weeks. They've dropped to 4-12 overall on the season. Bob Mikulik is now in his 4th season as head coach of BC. Pretty young team that he's fielding this year. Just one senior on the roster. That's Mikey Ellers. Pretty good junior class. A couple of sophomores, a lot of freshmen too. So he's got some young players that'll develop in time here. A lot of these guys presumably will come back next year. About the year of varsity experience under their belt, or another year in some cases. The guys have been in the program here in the past. We're ready to go with the bottom half of the first inning as Brendan Houghton gets ready to bat. First pitch to the bottom of the first is in for a strike right down the middle. Good pitch from Kuski. 0-1, chopped foul, and Kuski gets ahead of Houghton. 0-2. Start the bottom of the first. Inside corner for strike 3. Houghton out on 3 pitches to start the Centaur bottom of the first. So 1 out. And Travis Grangruth coming to the bat. Junior takes a strike. Left-handed hitting catcher. A 1 pitch, another strike. So great start for Kuski, firing bullets to start the game. And working quickly. Here's his 0-2 pitch. Grangruth rips it, but foul. And that count stays at 0-2. Off speed pitch, a little flare in foul territory, but caught by the third baseman Ripley. It makes a nice grab for out number 2. Look at it again. Ripley makes the catch in foul territory. Grangruth retired. And Nathan Houghton, the batter. Started the game in left and moved his center in the middle of that top of the first inning. Strike, it's 1-1. Kuski's pitch, swing and a miss. Got Houghton to chase that one. It's 1-2. Grounded is short. Garrett Anderson up with it, fires on to first to Heinrich. Nathan Houghton is out, and the Centaurs are out 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first inning. We have played 1. Our score: West Lutheran 3, Brooklyn Center 0.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
It's the ominous clouds right now that are moving off to the north and a little west of us. We hope they'll stay away so we can get this one in. We've played 1 inning so far here at Brooklyn Center High School, the Doug Darnell Fields, named after the longtime Centaur coach with so much success with program through the years. Right now the Centaurs down 3-0 as we go to the top half of the second inning. Mason Halata, the lone batter that didn't get up to the plate in the first inning for the Warriors. Number 9 hitter, the catcher for West Lutheran, settles in against Brendan Houghton and a cut and a miss. There's a look at Joe Sigfrinius. Second year as head coach, took over for Marty Nelson, who had been here for a number of years and had success of his own. And Joe, a 2004 West Lutheran graduate and player for the Warriors. And there's a leadoff single for Halata as he flares the hit out to right field. Just went with the pitch, knocked it out to right. So the Warriors looking to add to their lead already here in the second as Mitchell Anderson steps in. Houghton's pitch called strike, throw down to second, and in with the stolen base is Halata. Pitch to Anderson is high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouled out of play. When 2 pitched, 2-2. Anderson hit by a pitch to start the game, went to second on a pass ball, and then scored on a RBI single by Ripley. Houghton checking the runner at second, comes home with a pitch. Slow roller to second, throw to first. And the outmade Ramrup to Warmley. On to third goes Halata, but Anderson retired. On the grounder to second. Jay Ramrup to tie Warmley, 1 down in the Warriors' second. And here's Isaac Grooms. Grooms also scoring in the first inning. Brendan Houghton's 1-0 pitch fouled off the mask of Grangruth. And it's a ball in the strike. Look at that last pitch again. Oh, it was off the shoulder. I thought it was off the face mask, but that's right off the right arm of Grangruth. Ball hit in the air by Grooms. Out to center, catch made, tagging up is Halata, and he'll score easily. Sacrifice fly for Isaac Grooms on the fly to center. Halata's in with West Lutheran's 4th run of the game. With 2 outs and nobody on now, James Ripley coming to the plate. Called strike to Ripley. Got an RBI in the first, later scored a run. Inside, 1-1. Houghton's pitch drilled out into left center field. That is going to hit the gap. Ripley's going to get at least 2 here. Takes a little turn at second. He's going to hold on there, and there'll be a 2-out double. James Ripley on the best hit ball so far here today. Ripley hitting it between Ehlers and Houghton. And Ripley's in scoring position with 2 outs here in the second. Jonakuski up for the second time today. Fouls the first pitch from Houghton out of play. Ball high, 1-1. Called strike 1-2. Houghton do a better job this inning of staying around the plate, throwing strikes. He had walked a couple and hit a batter in the first, but much better here in the second. And he go around. Yes, he did. That's a strikeout of Kuski. And West Lutheran is out in the second inning. Look at it again. Kuski trying to hold up, and the opinion of the umpire did not, and so there's out number 3. For West Lutheran in the second, a run on 2 hits. They leave 1. And after an inning and a half, it's now West Lutheran 4, Brooklyn Center 0.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
At Brooklyn Center High School, the Centaurs coming to bat here in the bottom half of the second inning, trailing 4-0 against Jonakuski. And a first pitch strike fired to Femi Akindumila. Cleanup hitter for the Centaurs, their starting right fielder. Kuski, like the first inning, throwing strikes, getting ahead of hitters. A speed pitch inside, 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. Akindumila, just a freshman for the Centaur team. And it's called strike 3. Kuski's second strikeout of the game. They'll bring up Brandon Johnson. Fouled the first pitch off. Now we get a little rumble of thunder lurking nearby. Umpires are going to confer. Now, if the base umpire was looking toward the clouds, if he sees lightning, then he may call the players off the field. And I think that's. I've never heard of a thunder delay. I've heard of lightning delays, but the umpire said we get thunder. As we have a 30-minute delay from right now until we can resume play. Now, the lightning rule is anytime there's lightning seen in the area, then they restart that 30-minute clock. Bob Mikulak discussing the weather. I don't think I think he'd prefer to keep playing until we saw some lightning in the area, but it looks like that we're going to take a break for the players' safety in case that thunder would develop into something else. So we will take a break. We'll be back. It'll seem like just a moment to you at home. We'll take a 30-minute break here on the field. 4-0 Warriors leading the Centaurs, and more baseball from Brooklyn Center after this. Welcome back to Brooklyn Center High School. What seemed like 30 seconds to you on television was actually 12 days before we were able to resume play in this game between West Lutheran and Brooklyn Center. We had a suspended game in the bottom of the second inning back on May 7th, a weather postponement, and the team's finally able to finish this game up today as they conclude the regular season and head out to section play later this week. We have a new pitcher for West Lutheran. Matthew Heinrich will be on the mound, replacing Jonah Kuski, who had started this game. Heinrich on the season has pitched just 3 innings, no hits or runs allowed, with 4 strikeouts in the 3 innings that he has pitched. And the Warriors with a lot of changes defensively since the first inning and a half of this game. Around the infield, Aaron Learson at first, Mason Halata, who was catching, now at second base. Garrett Anderson remains at short. Isaac Grooms moves from second to third. Owen Barnes now in the game for the first time. Mitchell Anderson remains in center. Ben Bizey still in right. Jonah Kuski, who was pitching, as I mentioned, to start this game, is now the catcher. And Heinrich moves over from first base to the pitching mound. Learson was originally in left field, and out of the game for West Lutheran is James Ripley, who's out with an injury now. He had a couple of hits in the first 2 innings of this game. And at the plate for Brooklyn Center is Brandon Johnson, who had 1 strike on him when we had the weather delay. First it was thunder and then lightning, and then eventually a deluge of water that made this field unplayable even after the bad weather had passed. And so now we pick things up here again on a nice afternoon on May 19th with West Lutheran leading Brooklyn Center 4-0. And Heinrich into his windup, and here's the 0-1 pitch / foul, and it's 0-2. Each of these teams will begin section tournament play on Friday. West Lutheran in section 4A, Brooklyn Center in section 5AA. Changeup is high. It's a ball and 2 strikes. A little bit high again, and the count is 2-2. Mikey Eller's on deck for the Centaurs. Heinrich working quickly. Able to foul that one off was Johnson. Stay alive at 2-2. Low and away. And the count is full. 3-2 to Johnson. A little low, and first base runner of the game is Brandon Johnson here with a 1-out walk in the second. Micah Ellers to the plate. Started the game in center field, moved to left field. His first at bat today. Little pitch fouled away. The count evens at 1-1. Heinrich looking in, another foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner going, pitch low and away, throw by Kuski down to second and in safely with a stolen base is Brandon Johnson. The Centaurs with a runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the second. Heinrich looks back to second, delivers home up high, and the count full to Ellers. Oh, called strike 3. Ellers thought it perhaps was low and away, but instead it is called strike 3. Third strikeout for West Lutheran pitching. Take a look at the delivery again. It's caught the bottom of the strike zone for out number 2. Ajay Rarup, his first at bat today, takes first pitch low. Low and away, 2-0. Called strike, good pitch by Heinrich, and it's 2-1. Foul back, and it's 2-2. Just a second appearance on the mound this season for Heinrich. I mentioned the 3 scoreless innings. Allowed 2 walks. It's a called strike 3, and he gets his second straight strikeout. Rarup is out, and so are the Centaurs here in the second. They get a base runner with a walk, but they leave that runner Johnson at second. We played 2. It's West Lutheran 4, Brooklyn Center nothing.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
We head to the top half of the third. West Lutheran 4, Brooklyn Center nothing. Aaron Anderson will be the leadoff hitter here in the top half of the third for West Lutheran. And as he had been before we had the 12-day delay in this game. Brendan Houghton back on the hill for Brooklyn Center. Houghton in the first 2 innings allowed 4 runs, all of them earned 4 hits, walked a couple, and also had 2 strikeouts. Finishing his warm-up tosses here before he gets to work on Garrett Anderson, Ben Bisey, and Matthew Heinrich. Just one change defensively for Brooklyn Center from when we last saw you on May 7th. Chester Whaley in at first base now. Whaley will bat 9th in the batting order. Houghton getting ready to work on Garrett Anderson. First pitch away for ball 1. Anderson drove in a run on a ground out to short in his first at bat in the first. Fastball strike. Count was 1-1. Houghton's pitch. Went a little tight, did not go around. It's 2-1. Hit in the air, out to right field, and is caught out in right field by Akindumila for the first out of the 3rd inning. Very solid contact by Anderson, but Akindumila drifting back and then over a little bit makes the catch too much problem. And there's one down here in the West Lutheran 4th. Ben Bisey up for the 2nd time today. High and tight for ball 1. Houghton's pitch missing. It's 2-0. Oh. 3-0. Taking all the way, it's strike 1. He's walked 4 times on the season. And there's number 5. There's a 1-out walk here in the West Lutheran 3rd inning. He's on for the 2nd time today. And now the pitcher, Matt Heinrich, coming up. Heinrich again starting the game at first base, coming in this last half inning to pitch. Runners going, throw down to second, nobody at the bag. That's a stolen base for Bisey. I don't know if, even if there had been someone on the bag, if they would have caught Bisey, but neither of the middle infielders had gotten to the bag in time. So, Bisey at second with 1 out. No 1 count to Heinrich. Little comebacker to the mound. Houghton to Whaley for out number 2. Bisey moves on to third base. So 2 away. Runner up third now for West Lutheran. And Aaron Learson, the batter. Hit into a fielder's choice that ended the 8-batter first inning for West Lutheran. They scored 3 runs. Houghton's pitch, a little high. 1 ball, 1 strike. fouled, and it's 1-2. So Houghton a strike away from getting out of this half inning. Missed away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full, 3-2. Mason Halata on deck. Cut and a miss. There's a strikeout. The third of the game for Houghton, and it ends the West Lutheran third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. West Lutheran has left 4 in the game. Go to the bottom half of the third. It's still West Lutheran 4, Brooklyn Center nothing.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Beautiful afternoon at Doug Darnell Fields at Brooklyn Center High School. West Lutheran ahead of Brooklyn Center 4-0 as we move to the home half of the third inning. Ball bouncing. 1 ball to Aaron Casey, a Centaur shortstop, getting his first at bat of the game. Number 8 hitter for the Centaurs. Casey will be fouled by Chester Whaley and then Brendan Houghton. 8, 9, and 1 hitters for BC. Heinrich's pitch to Casey is low. Two balls, no strikes. Heinrich's pitch in there for a strike. Another strike call, 2-2. Three and 2 the count to Casey. Swing and a miss. Casey is out for out number 1 here in the Brooklyn Center third. As I mentioned earlier in the telecast, you're a very young Centaur team. Casey just a freshman. Take a look at this one. Close enough where he felt he needed to take a swing at that, couldn't make contact, and Out number 1. Foul back to the screen. Chester Whaley. Into the game last inning. First at bat of the game for the junior. A 1 pitch, nice changeup. He was out in front of it. It's 2 strikes. Oh, 2. Hit in the air, foul and out of play.
Get on the ball! You got one of mine, my fouls.
Oh, 2 pitches low. 1 and 2. Cutting a miss, strikes out for out number 2. There's 4 consecutive strikeouts now for Heinrich. Look at it again. So 2 up, 2 down in the Centaur third. Back to the top of the order, and Brendan Houghton. Swing and a miss in the first pitch. Houghton caught all them strikes in his only at bat. Foul at the plate, and so again Heinrich ahead in the count. No 2 gets away. We race to first on the drop third strike. And safe is Houghton. So goes as a strikeout, and then reaching on probably a pass ball. Pass ball or wild pitch, obviously, one of the 2, and Houghton on. And the Centaurs have their second base runner. Travis Gangruth. The batter now, throw it first. Brendan Houghton back in. Runners going. Here's the throw to second. Not in time. Throw goes behind the bag. Houghton has a steal, and he's in scoring position here with Gangruth at the plate here. Looking for the Centaurs' first hit of the game. A little low. Two balls, no strikes. Heinrich's pitch is low. It's 3-0.
It's got to be perfect, kid. Hey, tuck the back pocket.
Pitch to Gangruth. Inside, it's ball 4.
Hey, Nate. Relax up there, deep breath.
Centaurs with 2 runners on here, with 2 outs now in the third.
You got this, kid. You got this. There you go.
Nate Houghton, the number 3 hitter for the Centaurs, to the plate. Heinrich looking back towards second. Fouled by Nate Houghton. Strike 1. Changeup missed away. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Called strike. Heinrich a strike away from getting out of this inning. Hit in the air, out to right, short right field, and a land foul. Long of a run for either Learson or Bisey to get to that ball. And so the bat continues for Nate Houghton, who is 0 for 1 today. Looking to drive in a run. Brother Brendan down at second. Gangaruth at first. And the count evens up on that pitch, 2-2. Pitch to Greengroove. Chopped to the right side. First baseman Learson up with it. He'll take it himself at first. And the Centaurs retired here in the third. No runs for BC, no hits, no errors. 2 left on for Brooklyn Center. We've completed 3. Our score is West Lutheran 4, Brooklyn Center nothing.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to Brooklyn Center High School. Fourth inning, West Lutheran on top, 4-0. All the runs coming in the first 2 innings for the Centaurs, or excuse me, for the Warriors. For West Lutheran, it'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters, Mason Halata, Mitchell Anderson, and Isaac Grooms. Martin continuing his warm-up tosses before Halata steps in.
Hey, let's go. Play some more D.
Halata scored the 4th run of the game for West Lutheran back in the top of the 2nd. Led off the inning as he is here with a base hit. Came around on a sacrifice fly by Isaac Grooms. Houghton's first pitch, up high and away, 1 ball. Fouled at the plate, 1-1. Two and one up high. Three balls and 1 strike. miss. 3-2. On this pitch is up high. Mulata's on for the second time today. Fourth walk given up in 3+ innings by Houghton. Back to the top of the West Lutheran batting order. Mitchell Anderson's third at bat. A runner going, throw down to second. It's into short center before it's cut off by Casey, the shortstop, and a stolen base for Halata.
Just break right away. Gotta get there.
Called strike now, 0-2 to Mitchell. Runner headed to third, and Halata safe at third, got in under the tag. Johnson putting the tag on him, but Halata in, so 2 steals on that at bat. And now 5 stolen bases for the game for West Lutheran. When 2 to Anderson, fouls it at the plate.
You know for yourself here.
Grounded to short. Runner's going to score. Casey, a little trouble with it, not going to have a play. Halata's in with a run. Anderson reaching on the air. Take a look at it again. Just couldn't quite come up with it cleanly. Halata was going to score either way. And it's 5-0 West Lutheran. Throw to first. Whaley applying the tag, but Anderson back in. That's a strike. Runner going, throw down to second base, and just a little late. Stolen base for Anderson. Rembrup was there, but the throw just a little late on the bag, but Anderson able to beat the throw. So he's down at second. Still nobody out here in the West Lutheran second. Excuse me, fourth inning. Grounded to second, another slow roller, tough play, throw to first. Off the bag, and everybody's safe. I mean, infield single for Grooms. Anderson to third. Look at it again. My throw, and Grooms able to beat it out. So runners at the corners. And the first at bat today for Owen Barnes. Barnes into the game, replacing James Ripley, who was the starter back on May 7th. Had a couple of hits, but I mentioned he's out today with an injury, so Barnes in. Barnes on the season 1 for 4 at the plate, .250 hitter. Cut and a miss. Runner and no throw in this play. Grooms easily goes into second. Count 2-1 to Barnes. Houghton's pitch, cutting a miss. Good pitch on the inside part of the plate. It was a tough pitch to hit. Barnes over the top of it. It's 2-2. Time is called. Barnes steps out. Just outside, 3-2. Cutting a miss. A strikeout for Houghton, and Barnes is out. The first out of the fourth. 4 strikeouts for Houghton. Look at that payoff pitch. Strikeout. Barnes at second and third, 1 out. And Jonah Kuski taking the first pitch inside. Started the game pitching, now the catcher. Looking for his first hit today against Houghton. There's a strike, it's 1-1. Anderson, the runner at third, Grooms at second. A run already in here for West Lutheran in the fourth. Way inside, 2-1. Three balls and 1 strike. Houghton looking in, delivers a little bit high. It's ball 4, and Kuski's aboard. And the base is loaded now for West Lutheran with 1 out. Garrett Anderson, the batter. Bob Mikulik is then going to be out. Talk with his pitcher. West Lutheran has loaded the bases. Walk, an error, infield single. Barnes struck out, and then another walk to Kuski. Houghton will stay in. Activity in the bullpen. This is Drake Granger Jr., left-hander warming up for BC. Anderson steps in, has put the ball in play twice. He's 0 for 2 with a run batted in. Looking in for the sign, goes with the pitch outside, 1-0. Fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike to Garrett Anderson. Anderson, who leads the team in hits, he's at 18. He's 18 for 50, a 400 average on the season. 9 runs batted in. Fastball, strike call, 1-2. Way inside, 2-2. Ball to the backstop, runner coming home. He is in safely. On the wild pitch, Anderson in to score. Grooms to third, Kuski to second. That's 6-0. Take a look at it again. Very close play, but Anderson definitely getting his foot in ahead of the tag. Count is 3-2 now to Garrett Anderson. Chop foul. Joe Sigfrinius making the catch down in third base coaching box. This West Lutheran team, the number 4 seed in Section 4A. Open play at home Friday afternoon. Ripped into left field. That's a base hit. Grooms is home. Kuski is going to be in. It's going to be a 2-run single for Garrett Anderson. RBIs 10 and 11 on the season. And it's a 4-run inning for West Lutheran. Look at it again. Solid hit in the left. First hit today for Anderson. He's got 3 RBIs now in the game. Four runs on just 2 hits this inning. There's a solid smash to center. First pitch single for Ben Bizey, who's been on fall 3 times today. Stopping at second is Anderson. Solid single to center by Bizey. And Heinrich now becomes the 8th batter of the inning for West Lutheran. Hutton's pitch inside, 1-0. Missed away, 2-0. Off the glove of the catcher, Grangruth. This will be a pass ball that'll allow. Nope, the runners are going to hold. Elected not to move up a base there. Three-0 count. This one in the dirt is going to be ball 4, but he's going to move up regardless. And a 4-pitch walk to Heinrich, who has walked twice now in the game. Anderson to third, Bizey to second. Now we'll get a pinch hitter here for West Lutheran. Jared Casemeyer will come in and hit for Aaron Learson. And that's going to be the end of the line pitching-wise for Brendan Houghton. So he works 3 1/3 innings. We've got a pitching change. We will take a break here at Brooklyn Center High School with the score West Lutheran 8, Brooklyn Center nothing. We're back with more prep baseball after this timeout.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Pitcher for Brooklyn Center. Junior left-hander Drake Granger replacing Brendan Houghton for the Centaurs with one out here in the fourth inning. 4 runs in for West Lutheran here in the fourth. 7 of the 8 guys have gotten on base. They announced a pinch hitter, Jared Casemeyer, that's going to hit here for Aaron Learson. Granger was not in uniform the first time these teams played. He had a concussion earlier in the season, but cleared to play in the 12 days since then.
16 is out for 9 in the 9th position in the order.
So ready to go. Casemeyer will step in here against the new pitcher, Granger. First pitch to Casemeyer. Popped up, foul territory. And the catcher coming over and making the play. Good catch by Grindruth. And there's out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. For the new pitcher Granger in the second out of the inning. Good defensive play by Travis Grindruth. So 2 down now for the Centaurs in the field as they try to get out of this top half of the fourth. And Halata, who started the inning with a walk, is up for the second time. You look at his numbers already. Down twice, stolen 3 bases. Run scored in the second, and again here in the fourth. Up high, 2-0. Halata can be afford to be picky here. Way ahead in the count. Can drive in a run with another walk. And now the count 3-0. Ball 4, and that's exactly what happens. Garrett Anderson will trot in with the 5th run of the inning. Beisey the 3rd, Heinrich the 2nd. Halata gets his 2nd walk of the inning. And his 4th run batted in of the season. High to Mitchell Anderson. Anderson reaching on an error in this inning, scored the 2nd run of the frame. Ranger missing high on these pitches, and he's behind 2-0. off the catcher's glove. Runner coming home. He'll begin with the 10th run of the game for West Lutheran. Maybe a pass ball allowing Beisey to score. Heinrich to third, Halata to second. 2-0 to Mitch Anderson. Up in the air and foul now to play. And it's a walk to Anderson. It's the 5th walk of the inning that West Lutheran has drawn. Bases loaded again. 2 outs. Here's Grooms. Good pitch in there for a strike. Grooms an infield single earlier this inning. Rips this one to center field for a base hit. Score one for sure. Heinrich is in the hold. Halata. A run scoring single for Grooms, his 2nd RBI of the day. Look at that again. Heinrich in. That completes the pitching line on Houghton. Gives up 11 runs, although only 8 of them earned. Owen Barnes up for the 2nd time in the inning. Count 2-0 to him. Three balls, no strikes. Nowhere to put our Aaron Owen Barnes. Sure he'll be taking on this 3-0 count. And there's ball 4. Halata's in with his 2nd run of the inning, 3rd of the game. Barnes has a run batted in with that walk, his 2nd RBI of the season. Anderson to 3rd, Grooms to 2nd. Kuski the batter. Up high, ball 1. Rangers pitch, high and tight, 2-0. Fouled at the plate, 2-1. In the dirt, 3-1. And another bases loaded walk will bring in another run. The 9th run of the inning for West Lutheran. An RBI for Kuski. That's his 12th run batted in of the season. Ball away to Garrett Anderson. Anderson with a solid 2-run single earlier this inning, way up high. Granger able to get to Casemeyer to start his relief appearance here, but it's good walks and hits since against the Centaur left-hander. Cutting a miss there by Anderson. Swing and miss again. 2-2. Low and in. The count is full. 3-2. Hit in the air by Anderson, out to deep left. This one is not going to be caught. It's in the park. 2 runs are in. This is going to score 3. It's going to be a bases clearing double for Garrett Anderson. Kuski, the 3rd of 3 runners to score. Anderson, 5 RBIs in the inning, 6 in the game. A 12-run 4th inning here for West Lutheran to make it 16-0. Got a nice pitch that he liked from Granger and drove it to the base of the fence out and left. And we'll get a pinch hitter for West Lutheran. Freshman Brady Capel hit here for Ben Bizey. First pitch, Granger inside to Capel. Capel fouls it at the plate, 1-1. Pitch is high. Granger delivering outside corner for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Three and 2. Inside, it's ball 4 to Capel. Runners at first and second. And Matt Heinrich up for the 2nd time this inning and the 4th time in the game. West Lutheran has now batted around twice in the inning. Two and 0 to Heinrich. Got a couple of walks and 3 at-bats. A run scored this inning. Ripped out into left field. This is going to drop out of the glove of the shortstop. Throw to first. And everybody's safe. Out of the glove and just on the edge of the grass and out the glove of the shortstop. Brendan Houghton unable to come up with the catch there. So that'll go as an error. Second of the inning on the Centaurs. And everybody's safe. Anderson to third, Campbell to second, and it's ball 1 to Casemeyer. And this is grounded slowly to second. Throw to first. Not in time. RBI single for Casemeyer. Got his second at bat of the inning. He had fouled out in the first batter that Granger had faced. And gets an infield single here to score Anderson. Campbell to third, Heinrich to second. Up high, Mason Halata's third at bat, here of the fourth. Reno. Outside, ball, another bases loaded walk for Halata, the second time he's done that this inning. Campbell's in. Heinrich to third. Casemeyer to second. And this will be it for Granger. Boy, got that first out and just didn't have any success after that. And the Centaurs will make their second pitching change of the inning. We'll take another break. We'll come back with more here from Brooklyn Center. West Lutheran's had a big fourth inning. It continues after this timeout.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Ajay Rabrop is the third pitcher for Brooklyn Center here in the fourth inning. Moves from second base. Makanabila in at second base now for BC. Finishing his warm-up pitches and about set to go. Mitchell Anderson, the batter. Scored 3 runs in 4 at-bats today. pitch, high and tight. Ball one. Inside. Anderson already walked once this inning, reached on an error this inning. Now ahead in the count 3-0. Up high, the ball, and Anderson with a run batted in. Heinrich is in. Hasemeyer to third, Halata to second. And here's Grooms. First pitch strike to Isaac Grooms. A couple of runs scored for Grooms here in the fourth. 2 singles. Scored 3 runs in the game. He's driven in a couple. A 16-run fourth inning for West Lutheran. Two and one. Outside, 3-1. Ramrum's pitch driven out into the gap into left center field. This is going to score 2 more. It'll be a 2-run double for Isaac Grooms. He solidly struck. Casemeyer in, Halata in. Mitchell Anderson to third. And Owen Barnes is the batter. And hit by a pitch. Bases loaded again for West Lutheran. And Joe Nikuski, the batter. Ramrump goes to the screen. West Lutheran's not going to move up here. Ball getting away. 2-0 to Kuski. Struck out twice early in the game, back when we were playing on May 7th, but today has walked twice, both in this inning, scored twice. Strike call, 2-1. Foul back, and the count evens at 2-2. outside. 3-2. Fouled back. Kuski stays alive. Rupp, the freshman pitcher, trying to get Brooklyn Center out here. And back to the dugout here in the top half of the fourth. Bases loaded for West Lutheran. Pitch to Kuski. And strike 3. And there's the inning. But a big one for West Lutheran, to say the least. 18 runs on 7 hits. A lot of walks, a couple of errors. They leave the bases loaded. And we go to the middle of the 4th inning. 22-0, West Lutheran.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Line score for the game. West Lutheran getting 18 there in the top half of the inning and 7 hits, giving them 11 for the game. And the third pitcher of the game for West Lutheran, Mitch Anderson. Mitch, who started the game, or has played the whole game up until this point in center field. Now will pitch on the season. This will be his 5th game, all in relief. He's pitched 10 innings. Allowed 14 hits, 17 runs, although just 6 of them earned. He's walked 6, struck out 8, earned run average of 4.20. This is not a save situation.
Come on, Brandon. Nice throw, Jonah. Good job.
Femi Akinamila will lead it off for BC. He was the last batter to bat when this game started before the weather delay. He had struck out against Kuski to start the 2nd inning. And then we got 1 pitch into the at-bat against Brandon Johnson before we had the weather delay. Fouled off catcher Kuski. Swing and a miss by Akademua. 1-2. Kuski started the game. Then Heinrich, now Anderson. 2-2. A little late and then swing and a miss. Strike 3 So Anderson will start his pitching stint with a strikeout. 8 strikeouts already for West Lutheran pitching. Here's Brandon Johnson. Johnson walked in his only at bat. Behind on this pitch, 1-1. Centaurs have gotten a couple of runners on, but both have been via walk. Gotten as far as second base, but that's been it so far. Still looking for their first hit today. Cutting a miss. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Cutting a miss, and second strikeout to start the inning for Anderson. In on the hands, Johnson swings and misses for strikeout number 2 of the inning, out number 2 of the 4th. That's ball away to Micah Ehlers. Strike call. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Excuse me, it's 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. Now the 1-2. That's outside. 2-2. Three and 2 to Ehlers. Swing and a miss. There's strike 3. Anderson strikes out the side. And Brooklyn Center's done in the 4th. Nothing across for the Centaurs. We go to the 5th. And final inning here at Brooklyn Center. 22-0 West Lutheran up.
You watch Channel 12 at home. Why not on the go? Channel 12 is online at 12.tv. Watch on your phone, on your tablet. Channel 12 is your local source wherever you go. Just log on to 12.tv. Check out our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and even watch live events via live stream. So don't wait. Stay up to date with Channel 12 and 12.tv, your local source.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
The top half of the 5th inning here at Brooklyn Center High School. 4th pitcher of the game, Brandon Johnson, who has been playing third base, comes in to pitch. Brendan Houghton was the starter, followed by Drake Granger, Ajay Ramrump, and now Johnson in. Johnson, another one of the 9th graders on this Centaur roster. Ready to go with the top half of the 5th inning. First pitch on low for a ball. Went around for a strike. Shortstop and into short center field for a base hit.
Let's go, Brady. You got it. Let's go. Woo! Come on, Brady. Get him around here.
A leadoff single for West Lutheran. Their 12th hit of the game. And Brady Campbell, the batter. First pitch away to him, ball 1. Johnson's pitch. Gets to the backstop, and Bureau going to move up to second base on the wild pitch. Ball hit in the air, out to center. Catch made for 1 out. Campbell is out. First out of the 5th. Fly ball to center, out number 1. And here's Heinrich. Johnson's pitch. Change of missed, and it's 2-0. Heinrich's been on 3 times today, a couple of walks, reached on an error in his last at bat. Strike call. It's 2-1. Inside 3-1.
Come back, kid. Come on, Brandon.
Swing and a miss. 3-2. Strike 3 called on Heinrich for out number 2.
All right,
So Johnson gets a strikeout. It's a second out of the top of the fifth. And Jared Casemeyer, the batter. Foul tip, strike. One for two with a run scored. Both at bats in that fourth inning. Up high, 1-1. Two and one, the count to Casemeyer. Johnson trying to get a strike, 3-0. Foul. 3-2. Up high, Casemeyer walks. First and second with 2 outs. And Mason Halata, who's been on every time today, comes to the plate. First pitch swinging, fouls it out of play. Singled and scored, leading off the second. Walked and scored, leading off the fourth. Walked and scored again in the fourth. Walked and scored a third time in the fourth inning. Chops this one foul. So Johnson getting ahead of Halata here, 2 strikes. Well, 2 pitch, and he strikes out. Went after that one, and the side retired. For West Lutheran, no runs. 1 hit, they leave 2. And we go to the home half of the 5th inning. Our score, West Lutheran 22, Brooklyn Center nothing.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
For the bottom half of the 5th inning, last at bats for Brooklyn Center. Correction, that last half inning, we had a player who's not on our original roster who pinch hit. It was Matt Tomford who got that single for West Lutheran, not Max Bjorlin, so our apologies. Matt getting a hit, but stranded at second base. West Lutheran getting a hit and a walk, but a scoreless inning pitch for Brandon Johnson of Brooklyn Center. Get the Centaurs back in the dugout and back to the plate here. And Owen Barnes, who started this game, or started this part of this game in the 3rd inning in left field, is now the 4th pitcher for West Lutheran. Anderson had pitched the 4th inning and pitched a 1-2-3 inning. And now Anderson on to close things out. This is chopped to 3rd, throw to 1st, and scooped up nicely for the out. Played by Mitch Anderson over at 1st on the throw by Heinrich. And Ramrup is retired. 5-3 on the ground up. And it's ripped out into left center field, and there's a hit, the first of the day for Brooklyn Center. And a 1-out single. Robert Pickett, sophomore, pinch hitting. And the Centaurs have a hit. Pickett with a solid single. And Chester Whaley the batter. Cut and a miss by Whaley. Strike 1. Foul tip, strike 2. 0-2 to Whaley. Struck out in his own at bat. Swing and a miss. Barnes is a 3-pitch strikeout. There's out number 2. Two away. Centaurs down to a final out. Brendan Houghton up for the Centaurs. Foul at the plate, strike 1. West Lutheran, since this game was suspended back on May 7th, had won 3 games. They're going for their 4th straight win here today. Centaurs, as we mentioned very early in the telecast, got some wins early in the season, but none since the 3rd week in April. Swing and a miss. And 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch to Brendan Houghton, called strike 3. And that ends the game. Both teams able to get everybody into the lineup. West Lutheran getting some guys some early swings or first swings at varsity players. So Matt Tomford getting that single here in the top of the inning. That's the big 4th inning that did it today. They led 4-0 after 3, and then 18 runs in the 4th for West Lutheran puts this one away. So West Lutheran with the win. They go to 10-8 on the season now, and again they will host a section playoff game Friday afternoon. Brooklyn Center goes on the road in Section 5AA for a game also on Friday. For all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for tuning in for our coverage of high school baseball. West Lutheran, the winner today over Brooklyn Center.